school system, our district leadership, Superintendent Ken Warford, Community Superintendent Stephen Sanchez, have provided the resources, training, and counsel needed to make these graduates college and career ready. Instructional systems specialists have provided multiple trainings to our teachers in the areas of lesson planning, delivery, and assessment. Strategies proven to work best with teen learners. Every justified request for supplies and equipment needed to maximize the education of our students was provided to our school this year by our district office, the importance of which cannot be understated. Thank you for providing the human resources and the material resources needed to run this high-performing school. Last but certainly not least, VHS seniors have had some of the hardest working, dedicated teachers with whom I have ever had the privilege to work. They truly give their all to their students and their success, holding them to very high standards with rigorous, engaging learning tasks that have prepared them well for this next step. Special recognition goes out to Mr. Hill, our senior class sponsor, Mr. McKinney. Oh, sure, we should clap for Mr. Hill. Mr. McKinney, our senior guidance counselor. Ms. Balboni, our English 12 teacher. And let's not forget our senior mom, Mrs. Amy Brock. They've all worked very hard to put together a ceremony that we hope you will enjoy and be very proud of. For me, I've finished my first full year as a principal of VHS and can say without hesitation that our school is in very good shape and will only get better moving forward. It is the perfect set of conditions here in Vicenza: supportive parents that reinforce the value of a good education, hardworking students wanting to do their best, dedicated teachers delivering rigorous and relevant learning experiences, and a supportive military community that truly partners with us to meet the needs of all learners. We are ready to get started with our ceremony today, so please take a moment on cue to silence that portable electronic device. A reminder that every graduate will receive the class photo and a picture of them receiving the diploma, so you don't need to jockey for position over here at the podium. You will receive a picture of them receiving the diploma.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the posting of the colors.
It is an honor to welcome you to the 59th commencement exercise of Vicenza High School. This graduation ceremony not only symbolizes the hard work and determination we put into our high school years, but also a number of new beginnings. As the VHS class of 2016 prepares for the seminar, Cougar pep rallies, treasured friendships, teachers, and sports trips, we look forward to embracing a future enriched with insightful undertakings, obstacles to overcome, horizons to explore, and people to enjoy. The VHS class of 2016 represents the best and the brightest that Dodia has to offer, and we are proud to be the third class to graduate here in Tiace Comunale. I would like to say on behalf of the graduating class that it is an honor to have lived these years in Vicenza, Italy. It has given us the opportunity to gain experience that others of our generation will never be able to have. Although we are closing this chapter in our lives, we will not stop here. This day, Monday, June 13th, 2016, will always be a significant day for us, a day we will remember as the beginning of our future.
The typical Dodia student, or as they are more commonly known as military brats, are military children who selflessly serve by crisscrossing the globe with their military parent. Time does not allow us to recognize the number of years each child has lived. On the other hand, there are always exceptions to this rule, and VHS's Old Timers group represents those students who have completed 4 or more years in the Vicenza school system. Would the following students please stand as their name is called? 9th through 12th grade, William Bross, Helen Houghton, Jared Keck, Andrew Martinez, Landon Sadazan, Zaria White, Zachary Wynn, Marco Peruzzo, Cameron Gilchrist, Federica Volk, Joelle Katagiri. 8th through 12th grade, Victoria Brock, Deasia Ferry, Louis Beasy, Kanan York. 7th through 12th grade, James Ashley, Haley James, Emma Knapp. 6th through 12th grade, Early Wheeler, Kevin Rusi. 5th through 12th grade, Alyssa Williams. 1st through 12th grade, Kevin Curry. And K through 12, our oldest old-timer, is Zane Addison.
Like many of the students on our stage tonight, Mrs. Marita Davis was also raised as a military-dependent child. While growing up, Mrs. Davis lived in California, Italy, Maryland, and Virginia. As a result of this lifestyle, she can easily identify with the military child. Educationally, Mrs. Davis holds a Bachelor of Arts in Learning Disabilities from the University of West Florida.
Mrs. Davis has been a devoted member of the post-chapel Protestant service, Soldiers Theater as a volunteer and actress. This year she won their Volunteer of the Year award, and choir member and soloist with the Coro di Vicenza. An avid cook, traveler, and reader, Mrs. Davis also enjoys quilting in her spare time. The mother of two sons, Peter and Tristan, who are also Vicenza High School graduates, Mrs. Davis is looking forward to becoming a mother-in-law this fall as her son Tristan prepares to wed. Although she'll be leaving us and settling down in Colorado, we know that Mrs. Davis will always carry VHS in her heart.
Good evening. I'd like to thank you seniors for honoring me tonight in this theater. I think I've seen at least 18 graduations from Vicenza High School, and they never fail to move me because they represent a very definite ending. However, in every ending are roots of a new beginning, and tonight I'd like to encourage you to plant certain seeds that you may not ever have thought of to take root in that new beginning of yours. I'd like you to add something special to your daily living practice, something that everyone wants to receive in abundance. It is something that folks appreciate anytime. It comes in many sizes, and though one may be given lots of it in one's lifetime, somehow people often feel that they would enjoy having much, much more of it. If it sounds as if I'm describing a gift card or money, I'm not, though in a sense it is a type of currency. Some say that the more you give of this, the more that comes back to you. The commodity that I'm describing, of course, is kindness. And though it seems easy to say, I'm going to be kinder from now on, the doing part is a lot harder. We've heard that it takes 30 uses to make a vocabulary word one's own, and multiple practices to become an expert in sports, music, or the arts. So here are some ways for you to incorporate kindness into your daily living until that kindness becomes a habit. Bend down and pick up that piece of trash in the hall or off the street. Repeat and repeat and repeat. Be the person who stays to help clean up after the party, or the lunch, or the breakfast. Honor that person who stands outside the grocery store with a smile and some change. And remember, JKLM, judge kindly, love more. Would you want to be the one standing there with your hand out? And my favorite, from a teabag tag that I've placed on my computer to remind me every day, practice kind listening and speaking. Your kindness doesn't have to be a big and swooping act like that of the person who leaves a huge tip for an overworked yet smiling waiter, or the gentleman who put a whole high school class through college. Scott Adams says, remember, there is no such thing as a small act of kindness. Every act creates a ripple with no logical end. In my career, I have never needed to be the rock that is dropped into the pond of life, making the big splash. But I needed to make a difference in the lives of those around me, and I leave VHS believing that I have. Now, I charge you seniors, your parents, and all of our guests to walk out of this building this evening encouraged to look for ways, large or small, to be kind and to be the ripple that our less than kind world so needs. And I ask just one favor of you, class of 2016. Get out there and knock 'em dead.
This year, we would like to recognize the following individuals. Helen Houghton, class salutatorian with a grade point average of 4.23. And Victoria Brock, class valedictorian with a grade point average of 4.32.
When writing this speech, I had a lot of reservations. I had been thinking of all the things you would want to hear, what would make you laugh, and what would stick with you. I tried to ask for advice and was told, "Why would you ask me? I'm not the top of my class." And that made me uncomfortable. So this is it. If I had one thing I could say to every person graduating this year and ingrained in everyone's mind, it would be that these last 13 years do not have to define you. After today, I promise you that your high school grades are not the only thing that matters. How many clubs you were in, how many blocks you could check off on your college application, your class rank, how many tests you passed, how many tests you failed, none of it matters all that much. You are off to new and exciting things, and I promise that this is no longer all there is. There are so many circumstances that affect how well you do in high school, but in college or in the military or wherever you choose to go, these no longer matter. Your future is entirely dependent on you. To succeed, you don't have to have done well in high school, and you don't have to be in the best or most expensive university. You just have to make the most of your time wherever you go. Work hard and dedicate yourself to success, and you can and will go far. Let it be said, however, that high school is not useless. Lessons you learn while there, both in and out of class, are among the most valuable you will ever learn. School is not only a place to acquire book knowledge, but a place to learn the vital lesson that everything will go your way, and your parents cannot fix it for you every time. Only you can. This self-dependence and self-reliancy becomes increasingly more important as you continue through life, because in college or in your job, your parents cannot sit over your shoulder and tell you to work harder and tell you how to do everything. As a student, you need to learn to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, ignore the doubters and the haters, and you do your work. Have you ever not wanted to do something? Like to the point where not only it isn't fun, but like physically taxing to do so? But you did it anyways, forcing yourself to be motivated and forcing yourself to work because you knew what you were doing was important. Motivation is incredibly difficult to harness, but also incredibly vital. And the most important form of motivation is internal motivation. To be internally motivated is to be motivated to work because of the work itself. In school, you learn to push yourself farther and farther by utilizing internal motivation, but also understanding the power of a good grade or a high payout. However, more than anything, you learn to roll with the punches. You learn that failing isn't failure until you give up. You learn that walking in with your head held high, whether or not you studied for the test, is the best thing to do. You learn grace under pressure, even when making a failing grade, but you also learn to succeed for yourself. You acknowledge your failures, but you also get the reward of knowing your accomplishments are your own, and that they were due to no one else but you. You learn to deal with your stresses, you learn to be your own person, you learn to pick yourself up, you learn to own up to your mistakes and successes, and you learn to be a productive person. That being said, you did not, under any circumstance, have to have had a 4.0 to have succeeded in high school and learned these lessons. Everyone is their own person, and success is something different to everyone. Some people join every club, some people join none. Some people get straight A's, some people get straight C's. But you know what? C's still graduate. As former President George W. Bush so eloquently put it, to those of you graduating with honors today, I applaud you. To those of you graduating with C's, I would like to tell you that you too can be President of the United States. You are no less of a person and no less deserving of respect because you weren't in the top of your class. Because more than anything, know that there is absolutely nothing that can determine your success from this point but you. Correlation studies tell us that test scores, GPAs, and class rank have little to no relationship with future accomplishments. The top 5% of the class has the same college dropout rate as the bottom 5%. People with all A's don't always make it into Harvard, but people with a couple C's sometimes do. Do not let anyone in your future put you down because they think their accomplishments are more important than yours, or their friends are better than yours, or their experiences top yours because your future is up to you. No matter what you have done in the past, Make the most of what you face in your future, and don't be discouraged. The past is behind you, and the future is before you, so be humble and keep pushing forward. Classmates, teacher, administration, and all those in attendance, let me say what an honor and privilege it has been to get to know all of you personally. Not only do I look forward to seeing you again, but I look forward to hearing of all your accomplishments, big and small, after high school.
All of their hard work, alongside the help of others, will continue to shine after they graduate and move on to the next step of their lives. For graduation is not an ending, but only the beginning of a new chapter in life. After 4 years of high school, it is an honor to congratulate each of you on your accomplishment. We made it. We survived these years despite loads of homework, projects after projects, quizzes, and dreaded tests. Above this, I hope you will look back on your high school career and you will see your most cherished memories. Whether they are memories of school dances, pep rallies, class events, field trips, sports trips, clubs, or exploring the world around you, keep them in mind. Take the time you have right now to look around this stage, with our class together for the last time. Think of all the memories we've made together as the class of 2016. Take it all in. Another aspect of school I ask you to look back on is the structure of school in the classroom. Every day at school, we were told where to go, when to go, for how long, how to act, and what was expected of us. In many classes, we were also given rubrics and checklists for assignments. Thus, we have become accustomed to this rhythm as our driving force in life. As we make our way to the next stage, I encourage you all to prepare yourself for the inevitable change in the next step, and to prepare yourself for the real world, whether it is in a college or university, an academy, the military, or the workforce. It is also important to remember that there is no core curriculum in life. No longer will we be able to rely on late passes or extra credit, and no longer will we be able to put choices aside and have excuses. Also, we have reached a stage in our lives where we will no longer have someone to guide us and hold our hand every step of the way. This change can be frightening, and there is no doubt that it truly is. However, this change will lead you into guiding yourself, and I encourage each of you to guide yourself with passion. Passion. This can be a subject you love in school and want to continue as a major in college or university, a specific job you want to pursue, helping others, a hobby, the list can go on and on for passions. With the rapidly developing world that we all live in today, some of you may even discover a passion of yours that isn't even in existence yet. Before me today, we have individuals who have passions to become teachers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, firefighters, athletic trainers, star athletes, artists, and men and women who want to serve our country. To these individuals and others, I say this: use your passion as your driving force through school or work, and let it give you the energy you need to achieve and complete your goals. Let it guide you through life's all ups and downs that you are sure to experience, the bumps along the way, the roadblocks that seem immovable, and the times that are difficult. During times when you feel like giving up and abandoning your goals, remember why you pursued your passion, how it makes you feel, and why it has guided you for so long in your life thus far. Despite feeling risky or unfamiliar, these steps are the best we're taking because they are the door to leaving your comfort zone and exploring the wonders of your intuition. When learning about and realizing what it is you are passionate about, other people can have a deep impact on your discovery. However, it is truly only you who can identify what it is and how it makes you feel. Thus, follow your heart, your gut, instinct, intuition, inner feeling, or whatever you feel it is that guides you inside with your passion, and pour yourself into it. Now, some of you, even many of you, may be sitting here thinking, how can I pursue my passion when I don't know what it is that I'm passionate about? Or even, how do I know what my passion will be? To those I say, your passion will come in time, and when it does, you'll know. It is important to remember that even if we feel old, we are still very young with a whole future, filled with time to discover and understand our passions. Even if you do not know what you're passionate about, keep going. Open up your mind to all possibilities, and it will seek you and come forth. It will fill you with a drive and dedication in your life that will give you a grounding that allows you to see the whole world more clearly. When I say how profound a passion is in life, I do not mean that it is so powerful that you only have one passion and that it will never change. It is okay to change. Some of you may have already experienced this when you come to find a whole new passion in your life waiting for you. Coming into high school as a freshman, I had my heart set on becoming an English teacher like my mom. But I took biology that year and fell in love with the world of science. I even remember my favorite chapter of biology, and yes, I had a favorite chapter in my biology textbook. My new passion for science left me confused as to what I wanted to do in my future. Some of you may actually be at this point in discovering your passion. Allow yourself to keep growing. Over the next 3 years in school, I learned that I was fascinated with diseases and disorders and their treatments. Thus, this has become my passion, for now. By no means do you need to know your passion at this point in your life. You do not need to have only one passion either. There's still so much time left to figure it all out, but caution yourself into not taking this time for granted, for a tomorrow is not guaranteed. Like many of you, I've had the pleasure of having Miss Canapa as one of my teachers during my high school career. Not only did Miss Canapa reinforce why I love to learn, but she also showed me how much time I have left in my life to find my passion, take it on, and enjoy life. In the classroom, she taught us the importance of speaking up, doing what we think is right, and following our heart. She prepared us for the next step we are all about to take by reminding us of our voice and the importance of following our dreams and aspirations. Even without fully knowing your passion, each day you are working towards your goals, guided by an inner drive or passion that you may have discovered. You are winning and moving towards success each day, no matter the size of daily victories. Each day is a gift in time, allowing you to decide what to do with that day. Use it to do what you love. Work as if anything is possible. Make mistakes and wrong turns. Learn from these mistakes and give yourself time to grow. Develop into yourself. Do all of these things with passion that you have discovered in yourself, and for the success will bring you the greatest happiness and sense of accomplishment. Finally, I would like to leave you with a quote by Joe Plumeri. You can Google for an answer. You can Google for a mate. You can Google for a career. But you cannot Google to find what's in your heart, the passion that lifts you skyward. So seniors, embrace your passions in this one life, and don't be afraid to test the limits while doing so. Thank you to everyone for your love and support of the class of 2016, and good evening.
St. Addison. Cecilia Almanza. Ethan Amos. David Anderson. Connor Ansberry. Jasper Araza. James Ashley. Brianna Baker. Sabrina Barry. Gabrielle Laus. Christina Bello. Victoria Brock. William Broadus. Marcus Brown. Charlene Caldwell. Xavier Cassowary. Kevin Curry. Jakima David. Anisha Downey. Robert Donaldson. Jonathan Durden.
Deasia Ferry. Courtney Foster. Kevin Gilchrist. Sophia Gonzalez. Elena Gonzalez. Dakari Grant. Ira Hahn. Helen Houghton. Rachel Hoyt. Haley James. Jared Peck. Caitlin Klein. Emma Knapp. Oscar Kosky. Kathleen Leos. April Maldonado. Mariah Margaret. Andrew Martinez. Mariah McCarroll. Raul Melendez. Patrice Miller. Maxwell Menard.
Chase Perkins. Marco Peruzzo. Camille Ketlaw. Ileana Rivera. Thomas Rivera. Martin Rosenfeld. Ariel Rouse. Herbert Rudolph. Kevin Rusi. Langdon Satizan. Seth Shields. Altasia Thompson. Louis Beasy. Federico Volk. Ernie Beater. Zachary White. Alyssa Williams. Zachary Wynn. Hayden York. Gabriel Young. Stephen Zuka. Paul Zielinski.
Based on the authority granted to me by the Department of Defense Education Activity and the Department of Defense Dependent Schools, I certify that the young men and women you see here today have successfully met the requirements for graduation from Vicenza High School.
Please stand. At this time, to conclude this commencement exercise, I'm honored to ask each of you in the class of 2016 to take your right hand and to turn your tassel from the left to the right. This signifies that we are now 2016 graduates of Vicenza High School. Graduates, please be seated.
At the completion of the ceremony, it is important that I offer final thoughts and gratitude on behalf of the class. We, the class of 2016, would like to thank the community organizations that have helped us throughout the years at Vicenza High School. We would like to thank the administration and faculty for their instruction and guidance. Their care and attention have helped us achieve our present goal. Likewise, our parents deserve a special thank you. We are grateful to them for their encouragement and love over the years. Finally, we would like to thank Mr. Rudy, our principal, Mr. Ontiveros, our assistant principal, Mr. McKinney, our senior guidance counselor, and Mr. Hill, our senior sponsor, and Miss Amy Brock, our senior mom, for helping to make our graduation a success. For most of us, this will be the last time we stand together as a class. It will be the last time a memory is made, a tear is shed, or a smile is seen. Now as graduates, we will move on to retire and unaccomplished goals, leaving behind people dear in our hearts and taking with us memories both bitter and sweet. Without your support, we, the class of 2016, would never be where we are today or where we hope to be in the future. It is because of your guidance and support that we have arrived at this significant point in our lives. For all this, we, the class of 2016, thank you. This concludes our commencement ceremony.